When God says kingdom, He's always talking about a group of people.
Hi there, I'm Jamie Snyder, the worship leader here at Faith Alive Family Church, and I'm excited to just highlight and touch on some of the points that you're hearing from Dustin Smith today. I just love the fact that he's talking about kingdom mindsets and being a people that are set apart, that want to be ruled by a king, because individualism and people running after their own ideas and running after their own kingdoms, it just seems like that's what's more important nowadays. That's what's more important in our culture. And honestly, people, they just don't want to be ruled. Let's be straight. We all just don't want to be ruled by anything. But that's what God's called us to be. And wow, just to be a part of a group of people that want to be set apart, that would just be absolutely amazing. Even though that's not common, that's what we're called to be. And I love the scripture in John 13:35. It says, "By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, because of the love you have for one another." And I just love this scripture because it's not just something that we can take for outside these walls, and it is important to go do, but what about when we come together as a corporate group? What is it like when we come together? We have no idea what everybody's coming in with. We don't know the baggage, the sickness, or the depression, or whatever it is that they're bringing in. We have no idea, but we as a people need to be ready to be on our mark, ready to be that strength and be that hope and be that healing for someone else. I know for me, when I came in one time and we were going through a little bit of a struggle in our family because we had lost one of our family members in a tragic way. And I remember I was just feeling a little heavy that day, and I walked in and there was nothing like it. There was no place that I'd rather be than to be in the midst of a people that are crying out to God and just worshiping Him, declaring love songs to Him, about Him, to Him, and just singing songs that were stirring up kingdom activity. There was no better place for me than to be on the floor just listening. I remember at one moment I just stopped singing and I just heard those declarations, and I could just feel that strength and feel that presence of God and the peace that I needed. And I wouldn't have gotten that if people came in just kind of going after their own kingdoms, going after their own things. These people that I was surrounded with were there to declare who God was, and they knew that as they poured out, that He would pour back in and affect everybody around them. And I was a result of that day. I left totally different. And so we need to remember that one zealous person, yeah, that's great. We can be passionate and fired up outside these walls, but how much more should we be when we come in together? There is so much that we can do together, and we can be strengthened together. And so let's not forget our corporate gathering, that we have a job to do, and that we need to remember, how are we known as His disciples? By the love that we have for one another. Those people that were singing and declaring around me, they knew, they loved me. They knew what was good for me, and that was them declaring who God was, letting Him pour into them and pour out to those around them. And I was a result and impacted by that specific day. So I encourage you, when you go into your corporate gatherings or whenever you go into your churches, remember to be His disciple. Show that love, not just for your own kingdom, but be there and want to be ruled by a king. Want to be ruled by your king. Want to go in there with something on your lips to say to Him and to impact those around you. Because that's how you're going to show His love. Making an impact on the corporate gathering. That is why we worship.
Hi, my name is Jamie, and this is my testimony. About 2 to 2.5 years ago, we found out that my husband had a disease. At first, we didn't know. He was getting just sicker and sicker. From that point, our life was kind of flipped upside down, and our faith was starting to get shaken. At this point, we had 2 kids, and so things were starting to look scary. We didn't know what was going on. All we knew was that we serve a good God. So some services, my husband physically couldn't make it to church. He was sick, and it totally drained him. But he reminded me of what we said when we were engaged, that regardless of what was going on right now in our life, that I needed to go, I needed to take the kids. And if he could, he would be there with me. So after a lot of tests, a lot of not knowing what was going on. We found out exactly what was causing the problems, but nothing seemed to be working. The medicine they were giving him wasn't helping him. He was getting worse. But at the time we found out what he had, we also found out that we were pregnant with twins. So again, we were so excited, but also scared. At this point, I didn't know what to do. I was losing hope. My husband said, Jamie, we're gonna go to church, you're gonna take the kids. So we would go every service, and every time I would go, I would get hope, because I was losing hope. I would get strength, because I was losing strength. And I would come home and I would take that to him. Then a couple months later, we had our twin little boys, and the doctor still couldn't stop these symptoms that were totally draining him. So we kept on believing God, kept on pushing in towards him as a family. But a lot of the time, he would come home not able to do anything other than just lay on the couch, kiss us, and then send us off. Me and the kids would pack up, the 4 kids. We'd go to church, we'd go 3 times a week. And people would ask me, why are you doing this? Shouldn't you be at home with your husband? Shouldn't you be resting? And I said, no, because I serve an amazing God. I serve a God full of life, of love, and of justice. And I made up my mind years ago that regardless of what was thrown at me, that I was going to pursue him, that I wasn't going to back away, that he was going to be my number one. And every time that I would go, my hope was restored, life came, strength came, joy came. And the best thing is that my husband's doing better. We found some answers. He has strength now where he didn't have strength. So when services come, we pack up as a family, we come to church as a family, and we know that things could have looked different if we didn't choose God, if we didn't choose that he was going to be our number one, regardless of what was around us, regardless of how I felt. Because there was days that I wanted to quit. There was times I wanted to give up, because I felt and I knew that I couldn't do it on my own. But one of my favorite scriptures is Proverbs 3, verse 5 and 6. It says, lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him. So I encourage any one of you, if you're going through a situation like mine, where your life just isn't going the way you'd planned, everything's being shaken around you, I encourage you to pursue God, to go after him. Don't hold back. Make him your everything. Because when you pursue him, he will be your everything. He will be everything you need. I just want to pray with you. God, I pray right now, those people that are going through those situations, that you are their life, you are their hope, you are their comfort. God, that you are their everything. And I pray strength to you right now. Strength that helps you fight, to go through and not give up and to not lose faith. Thank you.
Your love, your sacrifice, more beautiful than words can describe. Your precious gift of life poured out on the ground. Now my heart sings, I choose you, Lord, I choose you, Lord, I choose life, I choose peace, I choose everything you bring. It's my joy to serve you, it's my joy to give it all away. You are my joy to serve you. It's my joy to give it all away. And when the night becomes the morning, when the evening fades away, when the path that lies before me is a garden in a grave, I choose you, Lord. I choose you, Lord. I choose life, I choose peace, I choose everything you bring. It's my joy to serve you. It's my joy to give it all away. Your love, your sacrifice, more beautiful than words can describe.
God will rescue, recover, and restore.